Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on your time and depending on when you're going to be seeing this video. It's your brother, your boy, Cos Reps Corner. Like I always tell you guys, it's my corner, it's your corner, and it's our corner.
I don't wanna fall in love, I just wanna have some fun, yeah. I don't wanna fall in love.
You know, the issue of nednwoko, our grandfather, who is married to Reginadaniel, a 25 years old girl based on the internet, because the internet has more than 3 dates of birth for this young lady, and I don't know why, but we'll come to that later. This lady talking on this video, her name is Geogina Onu. Geogina Onu is one of those Nollywood actresses who came out in the first instance about 5 years ago when this rubbish, I don't call it marriage, sorry, this rubbish was about to take place. Geogina Onu accused somebody for being the masterminder of this whole thing. Guess who Geogina Onu accused? As her then, Geogina Onu accused the mother of Reginadaniel for pushing her daughter to meet a grandfather, all because of money. Now, as if that was not enough, or that is not enough, this lady have come out again to talk about the same issue. Guess what? She still feels that Regina's mother is the root of this whole issue. She's not blaming Reginadaniel. She's blaming the mother again. And I said, no, let me show us what Geogina said. Geogina is Regina's elder when it comes to Nollywood. For age, I do not know, maybe they might be age mate or she might be similar to Geogina, I don't know. But when it comes to Nollywood, Geogina Onu has been there. Don't forget, she was Geogina Onu that time. She's now married and now bears Geogina Onu. In case you don't know the Onu, forget it. You will remember Onu. Do you get the logic? This is a lady who has been there with the likes of Solomon, the one that did a video recently concerning BBL. If I have time, I will talk about that. But for now, let me talk about matters that are very important and serious. Maureen Solomon and the rest of them, you carry Anunobi. Those days, you will meet them with Geogina Onu as a den. Do you get the logic? So when it comes to acting, Geogina Onu seems to be a senior and is a senior to Mama Regina. Make your inquiry. So that's why she's very open to calling the woman's name 247, that the woman is guilty of pushing her daughter to go and meet a man old enough to be her grandfather. Now let's hear what she has to say. Let me not drag it. Let me allow us to hear what she has to say. Then you see where I'm coming from. Okay? Having said, I want to thank you for always watching my content. I want to appreciate your love and the care. For those of us who have not subscribed or followed us on our social media platform, please, I beg you, subscribe to our channel, like, comment, and share so that we can move this ministry to the permanent side. The next time you see me on screen, guys, I leave us with this video of Geogina Onu that she made when she made a claim saying that the cause of this old brouhaha is Reginadaniel's mother. Let's hear what she has to say, and please give me your comment, your reaction, your opinion in the comment section after watching this video.
Hi everyone, I've been seeing the online trending video regarding Reginadaniel and her estranged husband, Senator nednwoko. I want to believe that Nigerians, we have amnesia and something isn't really right with us. The fact that this grown man at almost 70 put out a press release that his 25-year-old wife, whom he started courting when she was 16 and married when she was 18 and fathered a child right away with her, is a drug abuser, and we all are all shouting and claiming that he's right. So does it mean that in our book might is right? Don't get me wrong, I'm no fan of Reginadaniel. I saw her as a little child who was offered, whose youth and future was altered at the altar of an ancient and modern old man because of money by her irresponsible and greedy mother. She is a victim of her society. But that being said, she's smoking shisha and doing all of that. She was acting her age under the nose and umbrella of a man who married this little girl to protect and to provide for her. So Senator nednwoko, let me ask you, at what point did a girl who was given to you at 16, or whom you started courting at 16 and married at 18, become a drug dealer? When she married you, she was whole, she was young, she was naive. You claim she was a virgin. At what point did that virgin become a drug dealer? A child you were supposed to nurture, protect, and provide for. At what point did you just write this to discredit her and to look for a way to deny her access to her kids, just like men like you do? Because you're wealthy, influential, and have access, then you think might is right. I do not care about that girl, but I cared about the injustice you're about to mean to her. And I know as I'm doing this, she might decide to go back with you, which is what they know how to do best. It's what we call the Stockholm Syndrome. You marry these little girls at 16, 17, 18. You put them in a pedestal, lure them in with your money, make children with them, and when they start growing up and start acting their age, or if at any point they register displeasure with you, you will begin to tag them name. I do not see a responsible man, husband, who comes out in less than 24 hours that the wife or video of the wife having an altercation with him or whatever comes out is putting out a press release that the so-called wife is a drug addict. Are you serious, Senator Nednwoko? So let me ask you, if I recall in 2021, you did the same shit with Laila Charani, your Moroccan wife. The point she said she was done, she moved her things and went to Morocco. You took 2 of her kids, leaving the little one at hand, and she went back to Morocco. She struggled, attempted modeling and everything, then came back. I'm sure they cajoled her into apologizing. I don't blame them. You marry these young, impressionable, vulnerable children whose parents decide to sell them at the altar of an old man like you because of money, because there is really nothing fanciable about you outside of your money. You take these little girls, you marry them. All of a sudden, when they turn 20 something, they start acting their age, or they begin to register displeasure with how you're treating them, allegedly in your home. You come out, you call them drug addicts, you call them prostitutes, you say they're sleeping with other men. Whereas you do the same thing with a whole lot of shenanigans going on. I'm no fan of Regina Daniels. In short, I don't blame that little girl. I blame her stupid mother, who sold her innocent child at the altar of an old ancient of days because of money. This is the kind of society we live. So I will ask the Nigerian government, if this little girl is accusing a lawmaker of domestic violence, I think it's time the federal government looks into it. If it means Senator Ned stepping aside until a proper investigation is done into this domestic violence, because it's not just because it's a marital issue. He's a state senator. The brother just alleged him hitting the girl with a gun. Those are huge. And him coming out to claim that the girl is a drug addict and he knows her dealer, I think is another crime. That under your roof as a senator, your wife and her siblings are peddling drug and you did not report them to the authority. You are an irresponsible man to even put out such about your wife. That's what you do to little girls you marry. When you give them money, you lure them in, you put a chokehold on them, so that by the time they decide to leave you, they have nothing to fall back other than to come back to you because of Stockholm Syndrome. And let me say this to every Nigerian man. Don't go and marry a child and expect her to not act like a child. Where I live, when a 60-something-year-old man begins to court a 16-year-old girl, it is termed pedophilia. These men are good at preying and grooming these young girls. In Regina's own case, her mother sold her to you for money. A young, beautiful, brilliant girl. So she was given to you whole, but you're sending her back to the society, tagging her a drug addict. How convenient of you to tag her a drug addict. In your statement, you said you were not around, the nurse said this, the nurse, under your roof. At what point did she become a drug dealer? Under your roof, Senator Ned. I will call on the Nigerian government, not because these are marital issues between spouse, but the fact that domestic violence is involved and you a state senator or a senator, a sitting senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, a lawmaker at that, the issue of domestic violence needs to be investigated. The brother alleging that you hit this girl with a gun when you are the same person anchoring for passing bills for Nigerians to owe guns, that should be questioned. For you to also allege that she's a drug dealer and her brother is a supplier under your roof without you stating this prior to yesterday, her alleging domestic violence, that needs to be looked into. If you're an honorable man, as you want the world to think, I think it's time you step aside and let proper investigation be done to this. Nigerians, you all have amnesia. Might isn't always right. This young girl might be young from a poor home. Let me tell you, when these men marry these girls, they leave them with nothing so that those girls will come back begging and crawling at their altar. Society needs to wake up for men like this who groom and prey on young, impressionable, vulnerable young girls. Dearest Regina, pick up the pieces of your life and go. I know you might run back to him because of the kind of life he has exposed you to. God help you. I think there should be a wake-up call for you to want to go back to school, do something with your life. You're young, you're beautiful. Fortune might smile on you again. But women, mothers, stop selling your kids at the altar of old, wretched, ugly-looking men because of money. This should be a cautionary tale. It doesn't always end well. Suffice to say, they will always have their way with your child. Shame on you, Regina's mother, and shame on a society like us that enables such men using Islam and religion to groom, to prey on young, impressionable young girls. Knowing the socioeconomic status of Nigeria, they prey on these young women, and her stupid mother fell for it because of money. Because save you all, like I said, 2021, Senator Ned accused Chiara, his ex-wife, his former wife or Moroccan wife, of doing all sorts when that little girl wanted to leave, an alleged consort. So God help you all. But for me, I don't care about you all. But don't use drugs as a means of silencing this young girl, because you have the wherewithal, and she doesn't have nobody to speak up for her.